Ding, ding, ding. I forget if they had a countdown clock or it just says recording.
Yeah, it's just good.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the ATX Metal Podcast. We are back in the Pouch Studios here at the Collective. We are here with the headlining showcase artist, Rain.
Thanks for the applause.
Go around the room, introduce yourselves, what you do, and where you're from, and then we'll just go from there.
Kick us off, Mike.
I'm Mike. Oh, what's up? I do the screaming around here. Yeah.
Hey, y'all. I'm Skylar. I play drums for Rain, and it's been a great time for all of those of you who do know us. Thanks for sticking with us. If you don't, come find out December 7th.
Already on the promo. This guy's good.
I'm Colton. I play guitar. I spin around occasionally. Not nearly as much as our other guitarist, Matt. I'm learning from the best.
Bless his heart. He couldn't be here today.
Oh, man. Well, guys, thank you. Thank you very much. Obviously, you guys are like, we have a connection that goes back as far as the podcast. So that's kind of why, that's one of the reasons why I wanted you guys to not only be a part of the show, but like to also headline it, is because when this humble little thing started in Chris Crow's, let's see, where was the first episode? It was at his house in the living room on a fold-out table with like...
Oh, yeah.
It
was a good time.
That.
Man, it was steak and eggs every time.
Oh, yeah. So that's where the steak and eggs came from. But since then, obviously, Chris has left the podcast and I've carried the torch. It's really cool to like come into my own. I don't know if this is like the version of like when a band member leaves and it's like, what's next?
I think that's what it's like, Ryan. Like most, that's most similarly, if you're not in a band, then that's probably the closest you're ever going to get. Yeah. And I will say he must have been the one in charge of the steak and eggs and refreshments, because can't help but point out there's no food in here.
These are not my rules. These are not my rules. But maybe we can go to IHOP and get I don't know. I don't know if you're an IHOP fan.
Just my arm.
Fresh and fruity? Is that what it is?
But for those that don't know about you guys, in terms of just the story of like where you guys have come from, what you guys have done, you guys are obviously like staples in the scene. That's the way that I see it. Everyone knows you guys, like everyone. And when you walk into a room, you guys obviously have like the saying of like when someone walks in the room, there's a different vibe, there's a different energy. And I feel that you guys actually do, provide that for the scene. And so I would just say, let's start 10 years ago. Let's just go 10 years ago. What were you guys doing? I know what you were doing.
Rain was not a band.
That is true.
2014, 10 years ago. I don't think I was really in a particular band exactly 10 years ago. That was a very weird time in my life. I've definitely known you for at least that long. I think at 2014, I was just coming out of my previous band, taking on Poseidon, which was I thought was going to be the biggest thing I ever did. There's a lot of OG homies in Austin, Texas that remember that name. It was a good thing to be a part of. Again, 10 years ago, I was 21 years old. So like from age 17 to 18 to 20, 21, 22, when I was in that band, it was the biggest thing in the world to me. And that's when I was like finally starting to get the recognition in the scene as like a prominent figure or somebody that was like doing well, I guess. I thought it was cool.
I mean, taking on Poseidon was one of the first bands that I was not only saw for like name the bands you saw locally for the first time. It definitely was taking on Poseidon. Like that was, you guys were gigging at Dirty Dog Bar just constantly.
Man, I see like the memories on my Facebook of what I was doing, 10 years ago, and it's always like I would make a status update that has like the show schedule, and it's like every day. I would play like 15 shows a month, just all around Texas, but it seemed like every other week or so it was always like Dirty Dog Bar, Mohawk, or Red 7 or something like that.
Dance Red 7. That's where I first met you.
No way.
Yeah. Okay, let's go there.
I can't believe you even remember that.
Yeah, you guys crushed that show. That was where it was pouring down, and we all had to be like piled in underneath the tarp. So it was like the show was sold out.
Right.
They had to crush us down into 2/3 of the outdoor.
Oh.
It was,
because they played outdoor.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we played Dance Gavin Dance sold out the outside stage. I sold a few
Are
tickets.
you sure?
Sold a few.
I'm responsible for 4 people.
I think we played with Dance Gavin Dance there more than once. Do you remember who else was on that show?
On that bill was Polyphia and Hail the Sun.
Yeah. You know what's hilarious about Polyphia? This super like tangent side note. My dad, like fairly recently, probably last year, came up to me. He's like, "Son, have you ever heard of this band Polyphia that's like really popular right now?" I was like, "Well, pops, yes." We used to actually know each other,
You could
and
hit pop
and they
in my day.
they went like this, and I went like that. I guess I don't know. So no,
Wait, you knew the members of Polyphia?
yeah, at a time, not anymore.
See, what happened was
Yeah, what happened was they got famous and really good, and yeah, some of us didn't, but you know,
so at the Dance Gavin Dance show, you were playing
Very brief. It was just you.
Oh, just
you
a
guys are
quick-
sick. Yeah.
Oh.
I was very much outside the scene at this point in time.
I got you.
I think I remember he just said "good game" and slapped me on the butt. I think that's what it was.
A little 6 set bro action.
I could see that. I could see that. So how did you get into the musics here in Austin?
I just hitting a show here and there, and then I can't remember how I met this guy Nick Wallace, if you know him. I played a few shows with his band, This Present Darkness. We played at Dirty Dog. That was my first show I ever played.
Did I book that for you?
Most likely.
That's probably
Actually,
true.
We
you go.
opened for a band called Wolf and Bear, who are very much in the Dance Gavin Dance.
I definitely booked that.
Yeah. That show is sick.
Yes, I did do
I was
that.
nervous as hell. Missed a bunch of my notes and stuff. But
It's okay.
We crushed it.
We'll
It was great.
forgive
It was
you.
great. And I'm sure we talked more at that show.
Dude, the way like Colton and I are connected is
Let's
deep
talk about
and
how
weird.
I actually really got to know you, because I
Yes.
didn't know you from Taking on Poseidon. I just got to talk to him at first. My parents go to a church in Thrall, Texas.
Thrall.
Thrall, Texas, where I went to high school. And
Metal.
Yeah, nothing's more metal than Thrall, dude.
I mean, the Swedish have fall, right? We
Yeah,
got
it's the same.
Thrall.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
it's just you got a little drawl.
Thrall. Thrall, y'all.
Lord.
Hell yeah.
Well, it's been real.
So a church from Round Rock came in and like essentially bought out the place. But the youth pastor of that church was none other than Ren Harpole.
My brother.
What?
Yeah. So I met Ren first because of the whole church thing.
No way.
And then
I think at some point, so what Colton hasn't mentioned yet is that he's a phenomenal guitarist, and what he is known for is sight reading songs on Rocksmith and playing live streaming on Twitch. And so my brother, who worked at the church that Colton's family went to, learned about that and came to me and he's like, "Dude, you know this guy Colton? He shreds."
And this is 10 years ago?
this is about 7
Oh,
years
a
ago.
long time ago, yeah. So like Colton and I've kind of always known of Colton as like being a shredder and being able to learn to play songs super quickly.
And I think every time I came to a show, we would joke, "Oh, when am I playing with you?"
dude,
Yeah.
honestly. So like later on down the road, there's a lot of story to tell. We got to a point where like we just needed a guitarist. And I was like, well, I mean, nobody's ever thought about it more than Colton, so let me call him up. But yeah, super weird connection that like he knew my brother through a church that like my family went to or his family went to. And here we are 7-8 years later.
Still kicking it,
Yeah.
hanging out. Mikey J,
Hi.
Hi.
What's up?
where besides you having the best dressed award
I'm going-
for the
Oh,
day.
I
dude.
want that to be on the record. I'm going to work. I don't normally dress like this.
He always looks like that.
He wakes up like that.
Fucking hell.
He just
And
day.
what you can't see is he smells delicious.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
If
Like,
this was smell-o-vision,
oh, dude.
It should be smell-o-vision.
What is that? What are you wearing right now?
It's,
Is that new Jake Paul dude?
Oh, hell no. Jake Paul wishes. Jake Paul wishes, baby.
oh man,
I don't know. Something Italian I can't pronounce.
There you go.
Corso Martini.
That's the good one. Made out of straight whale
It
blubber,
was
dude.
way too much, and I'm embarrassed I spent that much on a bottle of cologne, but hey, here we are.
That's the one, man. Can't pronounce it. You can't afford it.
exactly. It's like drugs. If there's an X in it, I'd take it. You know what I mean?
I've never heard that rule.
In the name, X in the name,
Yeah.
or Z, but the X obviously.
Yeah,
Or
different,
C or
different story.
we're straight edge.
W.
Yeah, that's right. You have also a colored journey here in the scene. I I've obviously known you since Memories and Broken Glass, but what's the Mikey J story? How are you involved in the Austin music world?
I met most of y'all through Dirty Dog playing with Memories. Memories is a band out of San Antonio for anyone who doesn't know. And after I parted ways with them, I moved to Austin to link up with Daryl, who is the singer of Ansible, and Nico, who is now the guitar player of Dogma. They had reached out to me. They knew I played guitar. I had actually just known them for a little while. And Nico was like, hey, I'm putting together a band. He sent me some files. He's like, you want to play guitar in this? And I was like, yeah, man. I mean, perfect timing. I just got kicked out of another band. I'm moving to Austin. You're in Austin. Let's go.
I'm in between gigs.
Yeah, I'm between gigs. I'm feeling things out. So, yeah, then Neverbloom was formed. And then we got Nigel and Greg, and went through a whole bunch of different members there. We had Dom at one point playing drums, and we actually were doing pretty good. We got to the point where we opened for the All-Stars tour in Dallas at one point. We had won some kind of Battle of the Bands at Dirty Dog, I believe. But yeah, I'd played at Dirty Dog countless times with Memories, and that's kind of how I met Skylar. Just being in the same venue, Memories and taking on Poseidon. I can't remember exactly what show, but I know we had played quite a few times before we ever even talked.
Right.
It was just like, I knew Skylar. I was like, that's that guy.
He was
that
the
really
guy
tall
who
guy.
always wore a jersey.
Yes.
Every time.
Are you a Jersey guy?
I am.
He was.
I was. I still have some
I feel
jerseys.
like I was gonna say I see you flash a jersey every now and again.
Yeah.
Was it the Celtics?
It was the Celtics. Yeah.
Dude,
It was
man.
actually an acacia strain Boston Celtics jersey. And it says Doom 09 on the back.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. That was
I wore
just
that
his
every time.
look. That was his look. I mean, not that like I'm not known for my particular looks,
Which
but,
is tall, black, skinny jeans.
yeah.
That's it.
You know, or in the Taking on Poseidon days, it was my green stripe.
Oh,
hair.
your green stripe. And you had
how the
something with
ladies
your
remember me.
wallet, right? Everything,
Dude.
everything was green. You had a thing.
Was it like,
Oh, dude, I'll explain the whole thing real quick.
Okay.
So, like, when in the very, very early days of Taking on Poseidon, when we first like started playing our first shows with like very real touring bands, I noticed that they have like a lot of identifying marks on their road cases and flight cases, because obviously, like, if you're playing festivals or flying places, you need to be able to identify your guitar case from somebody else's. And I noticed what a lot of them did was use colored tape. So they just put like maybe a piece of like pink colored tape around the handle of a guitar case. So I was like, guys, that's what we need to do. We need to identify all of our gear. So I just picked lime green as a color and started wrapping lime green tape around everything we owned. Eventually, like, literally my belt just broke and I was poor and, 19 or whatever. So I was like, I'm going to fix my belt with green tape. And then I had ended up making my entire belt out of green tape, and then my wallet broke, so I fixed it with green tape.
That's what it was.
I dyed my hair green, and then just like suddenly everything I owned was lime green. Still see remnants of it. Like, if you go through my garage, you'll still find like lime green tape on some stuff that I've had forever.
Nice.
That was a story to that.
That is, that does make sense, because when you go back in the back, there's just cases.
Yeah. How are you supposed to
everywhere.
know who's whose? But
Yeah.
it was a simple thing. But yeah, that was at the time. That was the time Mike and I first met. I don't even remember the first time I actually talked to you. We just kind of like had this mutual respect of knowing who each other were. Like, I knew who he was, he knew who I was, and it was always one of those like head nod little things or something.
I see you.
I don't remember dude. Actually, like, fast forward many years when it came to Rain. I'm not even the one that talked to Mike. It was our vocalist at the time, he who must not be named.
Yes.
And
Brian Watt brought him into McCormick's where I was working, and they sat down to a bowl of lobster bisque, and Voldemort goes,
MJ, I know I heard you played in a band before, and we need a bass player, and you want to play bass for us.
And there started Mike's journey with
yeah.
Rain.
I had nothing fucking better going on. Neverbloom was done because the Ansible took off, and we weren't able to keep Neverbloom going.
And that also starts the story of how Mike has played every instrument in a band in Austin except the drums.
Yeah, I started off as the bass player of Rain, and then when we lost our guitar player, other shall not be named, I stepped into guitar,
Right.
and Jonathan took over bass, and then progressed
Jonathan's a
some
great
more.
man.
Yep.
Yeah,
We love him.
Miss you, Jonathan.
I haven't seen that dude in forever. There's like,
Dude,
I hope he's doing
I hope
well.
he's just whipping up Q at Slab in Cedar Park.
He's slanging meats.
So he's still,
And he makes barbecue,
Yeah.
which
That's
is
a
the great thing.
bonus.
But yeah, then we lost the vocalist, and having done that for a little bit before, I just stepped in, and here we are.
yeah, y'all's story. I still have that. I still have one of your broken cymbals. It's a part of my background.
Nice.
From TOP or Rain?
Rain.
Oh, yeah,
It's
cool.
shattered. I was trying to think of
Been known to do that.
I was trying to think of a way, like I wanted to bring that in as like a back piece, and I was like, no, I can't bring this. This is too close to the chest. So,
What if something happens?
yeah, exactly. But yeah, I remember dude, Never Bloom. It's just so amazing how many projects you could be in a city like Austin. I mean, you could have. I mean, I can't count how many people I've talked to that are in about average 3 projects.
Yeah.
Not like their main, and then this one they like to have fun with, and then like maybe like an experimental, or this is another. I like
Or the country cover band that pays the bills.
exactly. Yeah. I mean, do you feel like you found a career, or
Yeah.
you found a very, very stable job with a very, very well-known band, and I feel like just because of who you are, like you're a very genuine person. I can't explain enough to people like how like wholesome some of the people are in the scene, especially like you guys included, but like you're top of the list. You're like Ed Chavez, bro. Like Ed from Tibetan.
Yeah,
I mean, that dude,
great man.
just, salt of the earth will do, like, you've been responsible
He's
for
an amazing dance fighter.
Yes, he is. Oh God,
Capoeira.
That's right. We see you. I see you.
Is he going to be there? You better be there.
Yeah, he's playing. I hope he's there.
I don't know who's playing the show. 10 bands on this thing. You expect me to remember them all?
9 now. We had a drop. Rest in peace. But you guys get 5 more minutes. You guys get however long you want to.
Oh, we're playing until midnight, buddy.
Yeah, I can just
whole
Wes in the
discography.
background, like, let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up.
The entire discography.
Yeah, everybody left 45 minutes ago.
We still got one more.
Oh man, but yeah, I mean, you've been responsible for booking thousands of bands collectively in your time.
Yeah, that is very true. I mean, aside from playing in
Yeah, and playing, booking,
in a couple of bands, I think like quite honestly, the prominence of like myself in the Austin music scene has been from booking, and that's kind of like what helped make Rain an early success whenever we first started, and continues to kind of make us more or less well known in the scene, is that like my job for almost 10 years was booking shows in Austin, and I focused on providing a platform for up and coming local artists who like otherwise were struggling to get shows of their own, and gave them a chance to come play and open for Wolf and Bear, and now they're hugely successful and famous, so you're welcome.
That's a word for it.
Nah, man, that was like a big part of my life for the longest time, was just like trying to help other bands grow and everything, which I no longer do, just because I've kind of found a better opportunity for myself. I spent a long time focusing on helping other people and making sure the scene was growing, and that other people had opportunities, and didn't spend very much time helping myself. So unfortunately, growing up and priorities shifting, now I kind of have to focus on me. But yeah, it was a good time, man. And it's definitely helped us out with our band a lot.
You still help me with your new job.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I come
That's
out and
true.
sell merch for Co.
I'll throw you a bone every once in a while.
Exactly. So he's still helping people,
still
all
waiting
right?
on my fun
Don't let
time
him
with
be
Co.
Yeah, he
too humble about the selfishness.
for those that don't know, who like I was one of those people. I did not know who Coetzel was. I had no
Nobody
clue.
does.
But they sell tractor trailers loads.
The richest man you've never heard of.
He's
Yeah.
like Bezos, but not Bezos.
He's the most popular Texas country music singer that you've never heard of. The name is Coetzel. Dang, man, that looks good.
Yeah.
Coetzel, out of East Texas, and he's been playing a good while now. I want to say probably, I think his first release was in 2016, so 8-9 years at this point. But the last couple of years have just been, he's been hugely successful and on a great rise in the underground country scene. So like, he's somebody you may not have heard of because he hadn't been getting the mainstream radio play and stuff like that puts you as like a top 40 mainstream artist. But the underground scene that he's in is so much bigger than like the Austin metal community underground music scene,
right,
that it's hard for a lot of people to fathom. Like, to put it into perspective, our Damn Near Normal world tour that we just wrapped up for the year featured 5 tour buses and 5 semi trucks full of production and merchandise, all just for Coetzel. That's not including our supporting acts or anything else.
Holy cow.
Just Co was crew of almost 50 people.
And this is like you said, this is like a non-mainstream show. That has
he's doing
5 fucking buses.
Yeah, he's doing very well. So, for example,
What are we doing wrong? I mean,
playing metal? I don't know.
wrong genre, boys.
I never learned
real.
to sing.
Man, all I got to do is just slip back in this here old North Carolina accent, and god damn,
Yeah, you'd
boy.
sell a record or two. But
Yeah.
yeah, now he's to the point where, like, he put out a new album in July, and a couple of singles just immediately go platinum. That type of deal.
How many is that?
At least 3 that I know of off of the new record.
No,
But
I mean, what's the number count?
I think that's
a million.
100,000's gold.
Let's
so
see.
Millions.
I think it's a million. I think it's a million.
And that's
sales.
sold, right? Because I remember that used to be such a huge part of a band's, I guess, resume, or not resume. I mean, God, if you
Like
get
the
if
blue
you got,
check mark.
exactly, yeah.
Verified
If you
platinum.
hit platinum, but it used to be for sales, like hard copy sales,
Yeah.
because
Yeah, so it's very different now because
Yeah.
you're not selling nearly as many hard copies because people just don't really do that anymore.
Right.
So it's based on streams. So if for whatever, I don't know what the formula is, but it's like for every certain number of streams equals 1 sale. Maybe it's like 1,000 streams equals 1 sale or something.
holy
like that.
cow! So he's cranking out even more numbers just by simple streams.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. But yeah, to stop beating around the bush, the job that I got for him is just selling merchandise, which yeah, it kind of is, kind of isn't. A quick Google says to go platinum, an album must sell at least 1 million units.
Okay.
And he has quite a few. I've seen them. I've seen the actual platinum plaques in the office in Round Rock, Texas. But yeah,
Oh, so he's got an office here locally?
Yeah.
What is the office?
What's the address?
can't tell you. Can't tell you. Yeah, they've had some issues with that being too common knowledge. But yeah, I just was very fortunate to find myself in a position to go on tour and help facilitate the sale of merchandise for Co. And that's what I do now. It has me on the road like half the year. And again, like I'm quite fortunate in this situation where they pay very well. They take very good care of me. And I'm able to just kind of work half the year doing that and take half the year off and just sit at home and do things that I want to do.
Fishing.
Fish. Yeah, you're an outdoorsy type guy.
Yeah, I probably spent, I don't know, like at least 6 hours just sitting on the water yesterday. That's all I do.
I was sitting somewhere for about 3 of those 6. Different story though. Yeah, I mean, I've been out to your place and just enjoy. Like got to see the different, like the non-working Skylar, like
Yeah.
the actual human, and it's so crazy how. There's this, and I've said it countless times, and everybody knows, like, there's this certain personification on stage, in the venue, and then there's, the other side.
who you really are.
Yeah, who you really are. And I love the fact that we've been able to hang out over the years, just outside of the fact, barbecuing, volleyball. I think Andy.
Just working on Kias.
I remember when Andy from Conningsore. Remember when we were out
Great
there
man.
and brought my kid out, and
Oh yeah,
he was,
and he just like took over. You're owning your child.
yeah, he was like Ryan, where's your kid? I'm like, I don't know. That way.
Yeah.
That way.
Yeah. Good time. Except for Colton, he's the same in every situation. He's just a big old goofy teddy bear.
I remember
Real
catching
snuggly guy.
I remember catching some of your Twitch streams. I personally never got into Twitch just because I wasn't a gamer, or that just wasn't my like
whole different
medium.
world, man.
Dude, it is Twitch. I feel it's like one of those things, like if you don't know, then you don't know. People are trying to tell me like, dude, you gotta get a Twitch for the podcast. So like we signed up for one, and then I would check out, different streams. Like you walk in, they're like, dude, you see your last Twitch? And I'm like, I feel bad because I don't know. And it's like almost like you released a new song and I forgot to listen to it.
You need a Twitch lifestyle coach to
Yeah.
help you through.
Please explain your Twitch universe that you exist in, because I think this is like
Twitchiverse.
The Twitchiverse.
Twitchiverse. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of networking. It's a lot of.
You got 5 minutes.
Wrap it up.
And about 30 seconds of
it's
my
honestly
attention.
not that dissimilar to what you do as a local band too, where you kind of network with the people around your size, and then you all help each other and grow a little bit. I got lucky. I started before the COVID craziness, when all the musicians came over to Twitch, so I kind of had my foot in the door as kind of a leading metal musician on Twitch. And when all the bands came over, like Silverstein, Atreyu, Devil Wears Prada, Under Oath, I got to meet and be part of their Twitch circles for a long time. Still am with like Atreyu, Silverstein.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, I flew out to Cali for this Avenged Sevenfold show that just happened. They played Awaken the Fallen and City of Evil.
What?
Yeah, that's a whole other deal.
Yeah, Colton's famous, and that's why I asked him to be in the band.
I'm the online face of Rain.
We need
you
value
remember-
in stock.
Do you remember America Online instant messaging, Ryan?
100%.
So you know
I'm
how
41,
like,
Skylar.
or what was
Yes.
what
I
was the one?
invented it.
Was like chat roulette or something where you just like chatted with random people.
Yes.
Anyway, just like imagine those concepts where you just have these random online internet friends, but you become attached to them and they're your homies. And that's like the way the Twitch community is, except a lot of them are like well-known and prominent figures because it's a popular website. So yeah, you've got like the singer of Oceano on Twitch streaming and Colton streaming, and they kind of have similar content and a similar fan base. So they end up talking and become friends. And now it's like, that's somebody you have this internet relationship with, but is also we're in a digital age where like that's a friend in real life. So yeah,
I was gonna say that's one, Adam, that has definitely translated to a real life friendship that I see pretty regularly. But yeah, when I flew out to California, there's just Brandon hanging out in the bar day before the show, so I go up and
What's up, dude?
yeah, and then we just wound up drinking and talking for half an hour with him and his wife Ash, both very good friends of mine. So yeah, it's very much a dream. If high school, me and you, I was friends
Doing
with
this?
people that I get to call my friends now. Like it'd be high school. It would be
yeah.
overwhelmed to say the least.
That's cool.
But yeah, all that to say, I just kind of show up, turn on my stream, load up this game called Rocksmith, where I just notes come at me. I play the songs. Just recently got a quad Cortex that I get to run through my computer and upgraded everything. Yeah.
Proceeds to shred and melt
shred.
faces.
So wait, so when you clock into Twitch, you're playing a game,
Think of it like Guitar Hero with a real guitar.
right? That's
Sounds like an old
yeah,
man.
that's basically.
So it's a video game, is what you're telling me?
What in the hell? No, I just want to make sure I understood what he was saying. So like you log in to a game. Basically, I don't want to say basically Guitar Hero. I didn't want to I didn't want to minimize.
very
it.
much basically Guitar
I'm
Hero.
happy to call it that.
Yeah, and you're just
real
as the
Guitar
notes are flying at you.
I'm
you're
learning
just,
the song, yeah, basically.
Oh, okay.
I would say 70% of the requests I get are songs I've never played before.
No
I'll
shit.
play them to about 95%,
Accuracy.
Yeah.
depending on how hard the song is.
So
Sometimes
you're-
somebody will throw like some Michelangelo video. I mean, I'm just like,
Like, really?
Oh, so it's any song.
literally any, like, as long
Name a
as
song right
people-
now.
As long as people have made what's called a chart for it
Right.
in the game. There's I would say 100,000 songs that are available to me. A lot of it's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
But most of it's
Freebird.
Yeah, God.
Of course.
Has anybody done that?
Oh,
It has to, right?
There's probably like a bot that as they're typing it and it comes through, it's
I
like
have,
they
I
just-
have,
they
I
just
have
get-
a blacklist of songs.
Their Twitch
Yeah.
account just gets blacklisted. They can never sign up for Twitch again.
I don't play Stairway. No Stairway. Denied.
Oh, yeah.
No stairway.
Can't you read the sign?
oh
Jump the
man.
Wonderwall.
But yeah, seriously, like think of a metal song right now. He'll do it on his next stream and shout you out. I promise. He's real cool like
Okay,
that.
I don't.
Make it pretty prominent.
Like somebody has to have put it into the video game.
Okay, okay. Let me do that.
Somebody
Let me-
else has heard of it.
So don't
I
go
will.
too niche.
I will definitely. I'm not going to go niche. I'm not going to be like what was the band? What was your first band's name? I still have that CD by
Take
the
You
way.
on Poseidon
No,
was my
one
first
before
band.
that one.
I wasn't in a band before that.
Project.
What?
A demo?
I mean, I performed as a solo act for a long time. under
I
my
have a
first name.
CD. Maybe it's like after Taking on Poseidon.
Was it called Bright Side City?
That sounds very familiar.
It's a solo act of mine.
Okay, no one cares about that.
Yeah, who does?
He was singing.
I used to be
singing
real
acoustic
cute and be
songs
able
for
to
little
sing
girls.
really well.
Dude, you're I can't even begin to explain to you, like watching you play on Taking on Poseidon. You were one of the first like local drummers that also was singer, like had double duty.
Yeah.
And I just remember you back there and I was just like, man, that dude is killing it. Cause I could never not only do you have to have like a weird brain to do anything musical, right? You got all these notes and all these licks, but you've got 4 appendages that you need to do something with, and you're like, fuck it, I'll sing on top of that.
Yeah. Dude, that's funny. I never really thought about it like that because I've been playing my entire life. But what I do think about a lot is when Colton plays on Twitch, you'll have somebody request a song that he's probably never played before. He might know the song or something and have heard it on the radio, but never tried to play it. So somebody will request something and he'll be reading across the screen like what notes to play, accurately playing them, and then also like reading the comments in the chat and responding to people like talking, be like, "Oh, what's up, big guy 423? You like that riff I just laid down?" That blows my mind, dude. That's one of those, like, I can play drums and sing at the same time. It's kind of like a pat your head, rub your tummy thing.
Right.
It's not. It's like you either have it or you don't, and it's really natural for me. But like that's ridiculous.
So you're sight reading a news song while looking at the chat and responding in real time, but also still playing the song that you've never played before.
I kind of. You got a pretty decent
chameleon eyes.
Yes.
We call it like the note highway, right, where it's coming down at you. So I'll like look at it, see everything coming at me, picture that in my head for the next 10 seconds, look over, get everything I can from chat, and then flip
He's a
back.
robot.
He has a photographic memory.
Holy
do,
shit.
yeah.
He can look at a page on a book, close it, and then tell you what it says.
That's bullshit. But
Dude, that'd be so sick.
That would be
imagine.
wild.
You just look at every page in a book and you're like, wow, that was a great story.
Yeah, I mean, there's people out there that can speed read like a motherfucker, like just get through a book that thick in no time. I can't read, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm what you call a slow reader. I like have to go over it like 3 times before I actually retain what I just read.
Yeah, I can't read. I can read. For the
can't read.
record, I can read.
Austin, Texas, Metal Podcast, Ryan Rail cannot read.
Cannot read. PSA. The more you know.
Still be successful and not read.
I can still fight old dudes in the ring.
There you go.
Dang.
Yeah. There is a future, guys.
My favorite meme though that I saw real quick was that someone was like, "I've seen better fights in a mosh pit."
I know.
I love that one. That
you know
one
what the
was
real
so
fight of the
good.
night was? Was whatever Tyson was wearing during the interview, holding on for dear life.
Yes. Just
Dude, you bet.
Yeah, that was.
oh man.
Shout out to Netflix.
Yeah. Up your streaming game. Jesus
Or just
Christ.
get,
That was
get out the game.
that was so bad. It remind not that reminded the event it reminded me of live streaming struggles during COVID, but it definitely, like, as it was buffering, I'm just like sitting here with the highest level anxiety, just like, man.
It was great. We had a Discord call up with like 5 people streaming, so that when one went down, everybody go to the next one.
Yeah, switch.
It was perfect. We didn't lose.
Yeah, I
I vaguely understood what you just said, man. That's real cool.
Discord is a thing.
Discord.
I don't know what that is.
People get
You
together.
have a channel of like 10 people all in a call together.
Yeah, so like
You can stream whatever's on your screen to other people.
It's like I am for the future.
a lot of people, like, you wouldn't probably make this assessment just off of a visual indication, but I'm like the one in the band that has absolutely no idea what technology is. It's like I was born in the
You're the old guy.
1900s or something.
Yeah.
Showing him Twitch for the first time just blew his mind.
Dude, and it's hilarious because I genuinely don't understand what's going on most of the time, or what the hell he's talking about. It's like it's like I'm a boomer and he's Gen Alpha or
Yes.
something. It's
Yes.
like my son with the way he talks and about stuff. I'm like, dude, I don't know what you're saying to me right now.
You're like,
but
I'm just gonna have to take your word for it.
yeah, it's the best thing
winning,
whenever he's are you winning? You beating him? It's like it's Twitch, Dad. You don't win. But yeah, I'll get on Twitch, and it's the best thing when he's streaming, and I just start talking to the Twitchers, as I like to call them.
Oh, they love him.
And they're like,
They love
this
him.
dumb redneck. No, it's so funny, dude.
They love him.
I got it. So when's I guess when do you stream?
Every day about 2 o'clock.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
When he
your job.
wakes up.
Your job.
My job.
Man. See, your dreams can come true, kids.
It's definitely. I mean, and for a bit of like transparency, it's not been as good since like COVID,
Right.
has kind of gone away.
Bring COVID
So-
back, guys, so Colton can be successful.
Yeah, he needs money.
COVID. that was not. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Was that Cattle Decap song "Bring Back the Plague"?
You're fired. You can't say that.
Be quiet.
People died. Right.
I know it was rough. I'm having a Tony Hinchcliffe moment right now.
He's fine, dude.
He's done. He's good.
I think he'll be okay.
He'll be
They
fine.
hired a roast comic.
I know,
to
right?
That was just a blunder all around.
As I was watching it, I was like, "This is gonna go really well,
really, really.
really well." But anyway, man, every day 2:00 Twitch, and so when do you join in? Just whenever you're around.
Never.
stream the
Only
band
when.
shows.
Yeah,
You do?
like when we're together in person, and he'll stream like just from his phone, and that's when I'm able to like get in there and be like,
Yeah, I've got this little mobile mic all attached to my phone. Bring it out to the shows, and I'll just set up a little tripod on stage. Or if some of my friends are there to the show, I'll hand them the phone, and they'll get the
No
the
shit.
live
So
shot.
are you gonna stream the 7th?
Absolutely.
"Oh, you
Dude,
bet."
I'll grab.
Yeah,
Usually
yeah,
I
run the stream.
Hell yeah!
before we start,
I won't quite say run the stream.
Take over?
You have
I will
the stream
hold
in your hands.
I will hold the stream in my hand.
He's gonna hold your device.
He's gonna hold your stream.
Dude, you got to look into their eyes when you say that. He's gonna hold your device and stream.
Yes. I was told. I was told.
Whoa.
I have one question to ask. How many ARFs are too many in one song?
3.
Yeah, because you need an arf.
Yeah, you got to arf.
That's-
Three's
Two.
I think
Three
two
is
is
the
the most
threshold?
I ever do in one song, though. I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah.
I do more than 2 ARFs in one song.
Okay.
They're consecutive, back
Yes.
to back.
Dude, it's like
But I
how
only
many
do it one time.
How many blez per song?
Man,
I don't do too many bless.
Wage War, not a big Wage War fan.
I mean, I do like them, but I don't do a lot of bless.
How many? What's the most in an arf?
It's almost comical.
I know, right?
Gravedigger, right? Gravedigger's
Yeah.
got 3, I think.
Yeah. Three.
How many spites can spite?
Now, oof,
Dude,
there's
if-
the real spite.
If spite could spite a spite, how many spites could spite? You know what I mean? That's the
Sorry,
real
I was
question.
trying to come up with something. That was good.
It's funny that you mentioned Spite. Spite was the band that I saw live that really, I guess, sold the harder core side of music to me.
Funny story. We
Yeah.
played with them in Sacramento before they kind of like.
Really?
They were
Became
already
way better than us?
coming, like blowing up. But yeah, then they super blew up. But we got to play with them in this tiny little hole in the wall in Sacramento. And I don't know if the video's still on YouTube. In the first 30 seconds of our set, some guy runs into the middle of the pit and grabs this dude and punches him in the face.
What?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, it was
3
nuts.
solid times, and the lights had to come on. And
Hey, quit that.
You're gonna have to edit that out.
We gotta keep playing the show.
Dude, I gotta say, in regards to He Who Must Not Be Named, I've never met him. The only impression,
You
the
never
only
will.
thing I know about him is what I get from these two. So,
Yeah.
I have
tell
this
you, it's
very
pretty
fantastic-
pot. It's pretty. You gotta squint a little bit. Smoke about 1 million cigarettes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Basically, it's the lady that answers the door when SpongeBob's going door to door selling
What are
chocolates.
they selling? Chocolates. What?
They're selling chocolates, Ma.
Oh, I remember when they invented chocolate.
Yeah.
I've always hated it.
Oh man. So knowing that. So question 2. So we've got the. I feel like 2 ARFs in one song. I think that's.
Because they have to follow each other.
Right. They
One
have
time.
to. Blaz, you get 2, 3 if it has the right
Man,
length.
that's a 1 per song for me, man.
think so?
Because like you got to have the one big moment, the one big breakdown, and if you're doing 2, you're a gimmick, dude.
Oof.
but maybe the second
Pretty
one's
gimmicky.
longer. Like the first one's a short play.
Yeah.
And the second one's a long play.
I don't know, man. I don't know. That's
A little diversity in your blegs.
Yeah.
Pretty important.
that's risky.
This is kinda
no.
like-
You pronounce the G.
Yeah, Bleg.
Bleg.
Leg.
Yeah, that was a
Well, yeah, I mean, we're being very analytical about
that was
it
a
here.
comfortable pronunciation there, man. There's a man who's discussed this topic
Leg.
before, a time or two.
Very, very common discussion on Twitch.
One of the other questions was,
See, I didn't know that.
are there any happy songs in the discography?
No.
Depends
They're all
on your
mad.
version of happy.
So that was exactly. That was the rebuttal. It was like, what define happiness? Like, obviously you can define it, but in like,
Well, I think
a hardcore
Mudvayne
song?
defined it in 2001.
How are you feeling?
I have no idea what year that was. That'd be
I wouldn't say
hilarious. if
there's
it was
like a
actually
happy
2001.
song. There's angry songs towards individuals, and
Yep.
sometimes being angry at a person can make you happy. Maybe
There you
you're
go.
an angry person like me, and you like hating people.
get it out.
You know, that's kind of in the middle. You know, so
I would say like not all of our songs necessarily convey like any prominent emotion like that either. Like we have a
Especially the
song.
newer ones.
We have a song called "The Devil's Swing" that's just a story. It's not like
Yeah.
from any one person's perspective or anything like that. It's not a very emotional song. It's just a story.
Yeah, we actually.
what Texas folklore?
I was gonna say we haven't really talked much about your guys' music, and we got about.
And I appreciate that, Ryan, because I've been busy
We're more
enough
than
that I
music.
haven't thought about it in at least 4 months.
We haven't even practiced.
I haven't.
Great. Show up. No practicing.
Check this out, Austin. I haven't seen a drum kit in 6 months, probably.
Oh, he's seen one, but he hasn't sat.
I haven't
on
actually touched a drum
You haven't hit the
Or a
skins
stick.
lately.
easily 6 months, I'd
Wow.
say. But
Okay.
bet your ass I'm gonna go tear it up on December 7th.
So yeah, are you like what's the game plan with because have you guys played? You guys have headlined before, obviously, right?
Oh, whole tour,
one. This ain't my first rodeo.
all over the United States, Ryan.
But yeah.
What's that? How does that feel for a local band to be at the top of the list in their hometown?
Comforting and nervousing. I
Right.
don't know. Nerve-wracking.
Nervous.
Nerve-wracking.
I like
That's the word
nervous.
you're looking for
Nervous.
there.
You know, it's definitely a great honor.
He's a true lyricist.
Yeah, a true lyricist. I come up with them all. No.
Shakespeare.
I'm excited, but definitely, it definitely makes you kind of jittery. You got, everyone's gonna be watching you and like, why the hell is this band up there? They're fucking suck.
Right.
But it's material that we're really comfortable with, and we've played for a while. So we'll get our little practice in. Thankfully, we're all pretty good at it. Skylar can pick it up pretty quick. I practice in my truck most days, anyways.
Right. As one vocalist
screaming.
should.
Yeah, I scream every day. Scream all kinds of stuff. And Colton plays guitar every day of his
day.
life too. So it won't take us more than a practice or two to get it 100%.
Way to sell me out there, man. It's like everybody's
the rest of us
practice. I
are
practice
good.
all the time. I
Practice
practice all the time. Skylar's the only one slacking and
Yeah.
never does anything.
He's got all the time in the world. He's sitting 6 hours on the water.
Hey, man, these fish ain't gonna catch themselves, buddy.
Like 30 minutes ago, you said you only worked half the year.
Yeah, that's true. Nah, man, I like at the risk of sounding douchey, I think that like kind of comes with the headliner veteran status. That we have been doing this a very long time. I've been playing drums for forever, and quite honestly, Rain's music is not that hard, man.
Yeah.
It's very we're very like
riffs.
straight to the point, like beat down heavy band, and I've been playing a lot of the songs in our set list for
Years now. Since
Yes.
2017.
however long that is math.
Mudhole, right? Or no, Mudhole's 21.
Man, really?
Yeah.
Separation.
Yeah, some of these songs came out a while ago, and we used to actually just tour heavily playing these songs. So we've played them in I think like 42 different U.S. states, something like that.
Playing, I think, what was our longest stretch? We did it was like 16 days straight, like shows back to back to back at one point.
Yeah, so
without a day off.
I've played these songs a time or two. So and being able to play drums just in general for literally as long as I can remember. I learned to play drums at such a young age that like I genuinely don't remember being taught. I just have always kind of known how.
I gotcha.
So yeah, it's like second nature, man. we'll get
let's-
up there and crush it.
That is a good question. Is how we'll just touch on it briefly. How and when you said you said at a young age. We're talking 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, no, younger than that. Like, so my parents are musicians, and I'm the youngest of two brothers who are also fairly musically inclined. And so I've always had a drum kit in my house since I was born. Like, I was born into a household with drums, guitars, and keyboards and various instruments. And my dad was like actively playing when I was a kid. My mom still like more or less tours. She travels as a performing artist, singing, which is kind of cool. Except she's old now. It's
Love you, Mom. You're old.
called the Singing Women of Texas. Look it up. Yeah, but so I mean, yeah, easily 2-3 years old. I could probably hold down a beat, and by like 4 or 5, I was like pretty decent. And I recall being in like kindergarten. I would bring my drum kit to class for show and tell, and like
killing it.
just lay down some sick beats for the kids.
Teachers
How old are you
like-
in kindergarten? Is that like 5 or 6?
5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it was 5.
Some of us are smarter than others.
I'm just saying. Some people don't hit in kindergarten. Never mind. North Carolina rules. What about you, Mikey? You're like you said, you've almost played every instrument. Can you play the drums?
I can play the drums, not very good.
Okay,
I could probably
so
play
like
some
Skylar?
Rain stuff, but no, I'm not that good, honestly. It's the hand coordination. I start trying to play the damn ride like I'm playing a guitar,
Right.
and then it just throws everything off. So I would say I can't play the drums, but I can
think about?
when I do it like in a
You have a
computer sense.
concept of what drums?
You could program the drums.
Program some drums.
Hey, there you go.
But yeah, I started playing piano at 8. My mother's also very musically inclined. My dad is too. So I started playing piano at 8, guitar at 11, and then I did go to recording school. So I went to school for all of that and had to take classical piano and guitar as some of my
shit.
electives, along with learning all the mixing, mastering. all
What
that
school?
crap. South Plains College in Levelland. It's
Okay.
outside of Lubbock, Texas. Actually, a really, really nice school. Our main producer used to work for Martina McBride and her husband.
Shout out.
Main professor, sorry. It was a really good school. I learned a lot there. One of our sound engineers that graduated there worked for Prince at one point. Another guy worked for Pat O'Brien.
Okay.
The Waves on Waves guy. You know what I'm talking about? That
I
old
don't
country
know.
guy.
Nope.
It was an old song. I'm surprised you don't remember that.
I don't.
Anyway,
Twitch. Like,
that was a whole cool experience. The funny thing about the recording industry is how fast it switches, and I was right there, kind of the switch between analog and the digital. And
Okay.
now you see things today, I'm like, I have no idea what the hell is going on.
Oh yeah, dude, big analog guy over here, man.
yeah.
Yeah, as soon as they came out with those digital boards, I was like, I'm out of here. I don't know how that works.
But yeah, no. And then I did get to work with a few bands actually running sound. I worked with Upon a Burning Body, a few tours, Shattered
Those
Sun,
guys.
shout out the boys.
Shattered Sun are the boys.
Yeah, that's my musical.
Cool. Colton?
Man, this is gonna make a lot of sense for me. I actually played Guitar Hero before I played guitar.
Dude, that's crazy to me.
I
Learn.
didn't start playing guitar till I was 16,
That's so weird.
How old are you now?
31.
Okay.
You've been playing guitar half your life now.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, enough to rack up some experience and be able to
Twitch follows.
rip on rain and
Rip on Rain.
Rip on Red.
Yeah, that goes, like I said earlier, it's not that hard to play. So,
Yeah, that's the question. How long did it take you to get the set down?
oh man, that was a struggle for me because rain songs are very what's the good word for it?
Simple.
Irregular.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Regularly simple.
they are.
So there's-
Can that be the next shirt, please? Just
'cause it's
rain,
not- it's
irregularly simple.
It's not verse, chorus, and just riff after riff. It's
Correct.
Like each riff has like
A variation to it,
partial
too.
riffs. Yeah, it goes like head, tail, but it's head, tail A, head, tail
Yeah,
B.
Jonathan was very good about making little meticulous changes
and
in the riffs.
I never learned songs in that kind of style before Rain, so it took me. And I thought you got a little frustrated with me at the start.
I think we all did, Colton. We were questioning our decision heavily.
It was taking me forever to get these songs, but once I've got them,
Call me
like,
out,
they're
dang.
well, yeah, I think it's funny at this point.
I'm a straight shooter, man. I'll tell you how it is.
Yeah, and I've got them now, obviously.
Yeah.
It took me a while. I
By
would say-
December 7th.
Find out.
Next episode of Rain.
Will Rain be able to play their set?
Yeah, I've actually. It's funny you say it like that.
He's nervous now.
I've been kind of like saying, no. I know you guys.
Maybe they
Like,
shouldn't have.
maybe we should have put
Maybe
somebody else
I'm
on the top of
Godhand,
this.
Godhand.
Can we just like switch God hand it? Just
Dude,
go to the
yeah.
flyer, just delete. I don't know what happened.
You should have, to be honest with you, but it's too late now.
Well,
They're a phenomenal. Those guys are phenomenal musicians,
stoked.
Yeah.
and do super well and practice way more than us, and probably deserve it a lot more.
Yeah,
but
very nice homies.
But I don't think they have very much history playing in Austin. I know I've tried to book them in Austin a couple of
Correct.
times, and I can think of one time in particular that it didn't work out, which really broke my heart. It sucked for them too, and they probably still hate me for it. But not really. But yeah, man, they've done super well for themselves, and they know a lot of people in the Austin scene, and a lot of Austin scene know them. So we're stoked that they're coming. Do they play right before us? I can't remember. Yeah, dude, I couldn't have asked for a better band to warm up the crowd for us than them, dude.
I know. I was for those that don't know, every year I throw a literal showcase about just the talent that I've personally seen throughout the year, the people that have, cut like Godhand, right? Like you just said, like amazing band, amazing sound. I was talking to a band called Backbiter. They're out of Ohio, and I told them like, you've heard every hardcore song. You just haven't heard this hardcore song. Right. Like and the one song that one of the reasons why I chose Godhand, not simply because I know that they have a really good following here and they're amazingly good, but that song, Worst Case Scenario, was like anthemic this year for like, I remember when I saw it on TikTok and I was just like, dude, this song is absolutely on the nose. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And
Pretty sick seeing something like that on TikTok with like 1 million views, and you're like,
Right.
I know that guy.
yeah, no, I mean, I get very get very caught off guard sometimes with how popular local music is outside of Austin. Yeah. Obviously, I'm not going to fill 750 cap venue. Like I can, we can do it if we, you know, push right. But you know, Austin. My expectation is just a very lively crowd for you guys, and you know, turning out, trying to convert online fans to actual paying customers at $10 a ticket. Even like when I talk to my wife, she's like, how much are tickets? I'm like, $10, $15, $20. She's like, $20? I was like, whoa. Get rid of that face. $20.
Is that high?
To her, 20 was high for a local show.
Not Blues playing?
Yeah, I mean, look at the times though. I mean, what's a grocery trip cost you? What does gas cost you?
What started?
So essentially,
like $20 is
boomer out of
nothing
me there.
anymore. Like, to put that in perspective, I remember when we first started, like when I first started selling merch for my bands, you know, we were doing like $10 t-shirts and turning a profit, you know? And I was like, wow, this is crazy. And then like we might have sold a tank top or something that was a little more expensive at $15. And I remember the first time, I think Rain was the first band that I pushed a t-shirt to $20. And that was crazy.
You're like, I don't know about this,
too
guys.
much. That's too much. But now, like, dude, you can't make any money at $20.
Yeah.
And the same goes for concert tickets, man. I mean, that was a relevant industry of mine for a long time. Selling tickets is what I did for a living for a long time. And $10 shows was standard. But that was standard 10 years ago. We've gone through crazy inflation and everything else where the dollar just doesn't go as far. So $20 for a show is a even a local show is still good.
It's $2 a band.
Yeah,
when you really break it down, you're paying $2 to see a band play live that they've been honing their craft for decades. All the gear, all the hard earned, you know, I mean, like all.
And not only that, like it's even worse than that. You know, if you want to complain about $20 for 10 bands, $2 per band, think about instead of thinking about the bands, think about the people. You got 5 people per band. Then you've got the promoter, you've got the club, you've got the staff, the insurance, the rent, and everything else that you have to pay for off of that $2. So the band isn't even getting that $2.
No, that's going straight to the house.
They're getting 10 cents out of that $2. So if
that's pretty fair.
If you don't have $2 per band, stay home. I don't want you at the show.
he just had his Elon moment. Just. Don't fucking advertise, okay? Go fuck yourself.
I'm serious, man. It's not a lot of money, and if you think it is, then stay home because you know this is your Texas music scene. These are people that grind and work hard to hone their craft, and people that deserve it. A lot of people in bands that are trying to make something of themselves, and they're not going to get there without the support. So come out and support it, you know?
Yeah. Or bands coming up, you know, the younger bands that this is maybe their first show, or, you know, the 16-year-olds, we were all there at that one point where we remember playing our first show. And this is a cool opportunity for some of these younger bands, too, to come out and, you know, for the scene to support them and see them. And
man, we haven't even gone over the roster. So speaking of young, we got Kate and the Crushers, which I think is really cool. Apparently they're going to play Never Before Heard music.
Nice.
That's original. Then we got a band, Estrella, which is post-hardcore.
Spanish for stock.
They've got, we got Tibetan Sky Burial.
Nice.
Then we got Lift the Curse, Left for Dead.
Oh, dude.
Left for Dead.
We got
John Riffs and
so many hugs, dude.
I know. This is like, there's going to be
Brofest.
more people just like hugging and high-fiving, which is like
Super homie fest.
yeah, and I really look forward to doing something like this a little bit next year, maybe a little bit more. Just I think because the community that I was introduced to when I first met you guys at the Dirty Dog Bar, when Anthony was standing at the door selling tickets for the show that he was promoting, and now
Good times.
And now he's, you know, Mr.
he's in
Big
his
Pants.
Chief.
in a condo somewhere in Cozumel, sipping Mai
Life as
Tais
he should.
with his toes in the sand.
Exactly. But it's like, you know, that's I'm happy that I've made it 10 years. I'm happy that you guys are still around, even though you're not in the same, you know, band or project or friend group or job or headspace. You know, we're all still here doing this thing. And, you know, that's why everything is just on my side of the house. Like everything is tens, right? Like 10 out of 10 do recommend this band, right? Come down, after 10 years of hanging out with these idiots and just going to shows and buying merch and God, that one time, oh man, never mind. That's another story. There's so much history in this room that it's crazy that we only get to spend 60 minutes talking about it. But December 7th, doors are at 4. Rain goes on at 10:30.
Something like that.
Just show up at 5 o'clock and we'll call it good.
Show up, hang out, party with everybody.
Yeah, dude, it's going to be so much
Some
fun.
tacos, drink some brewskis
tacos.
or Topo Chico.
Yep, whatever your flavor is. Any final shout outs? What are all the ats where people can support you as a band and individually, obviously? So we'll do that, and then I guess we'll get out of here.
Yeah, Rain ATX, REIGN, as in to rule. Rain ATX, Austin, Texas, on all socials. We're gonna be practicing soon, so look forward to some content. Unfortunately, our other guitarist Matt could not be here today, so shout out to him for sure. He is gonna be playing with us on December 7th.
He will be there.
I think.
I don't think so.
He's on the fence right now because of the timing for his stuff.
Right. He plays in another fantastic band called Houses We Die In.
Shout out to them.
That's doing very
right.
very well right now. They're staying very busy. So
Yeah,
shout out to
they're
Houses
great.
We Die In. Props to them. And sorry Matt couldn't be here, but we're still going to throw down whether it's just the three of us or if Matt's there. Make sure you guys check it out December 7th.
Just do like MTV Unplugged style. You guys up there with bongos and an acoustic guitar.
Just, yeah.
Oh man.
Shout out to you, man. Thank you for having us.
Thanks.
We've wanted to do this for a long time.
I know of all the people that I would have expected to interview like more would be like you guys.
Yeah.
And like we've done it once.
Yeah, it's
right?
tough,
Just once.
man.
The first one. And I'm glad we got to do it in this great studio. Shout out to the very nice studio for having us.
Yeah, this has been a godsend for me. I mean, just being able to come in here and hit record and hit stop and then have everything dumped into a Google Drive and then they even line it up for you. So shout out to you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Collective,
amazing.
dude.
Collective.
But yeah, thank you so much. We love you, brother.
Oh, thanks,
you know
man.
we're going to bring the heat.
It's gonna be so much. I cannot wait. Cannot wait. What about you, brother?
Yeah, you can find me at Young Gun on Twitch, just as you'd spell it, YOUNGGUN, with an I in front for all my Instagram and Twitter stuff, because some other jackass. I actually stole the name Young Gun on Twitch too. That's a good story. When I got my partnership with Twitch, they let you take a name that's been inactive for so long.
Oh.
So I just yoinked Young Gun, because I was previously I Young Gun.
I got you.
Because that was a whole naming trend back in the Halo day. That's another long story, but yeah.
Man, we
I
should-
Young Gun on everything but Twitch, just Young Gun on Twitch.
Cool. Well, thank you guys very much. Obviously, my handles are at ATX Metal Podcasts everywhere. Just here kicking it with the homies on a Sunday, so I appreciate it, man. Thank you for coming.
Of course, man. Thank you.